Hello, everybody. Welcome to Grounded, my Q&A live stream. This is episode 21. Please give me some feedback on the camera and the audio. Let me know everything sounds good, too quiet, whatever. Welcome. Today is August 10th, 2021. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. Just everything's crazy, and I had a schedule for these, and then you get off the schedule and whatever. So let's not spend too much time on that. For the podcast listening people, if there's any of you, I'll do just a couple quick pieces of news for you. Planning for about an hour tonight, no more than that really, if we can help it. And then we'll move on to the Q&A portion so people can ask their questions. I've already been talking with a few of you in the chat beforehand, so that's been a lot of fun. So welcome if you're here. Okay, so let's, just a couple things real quick I want to show you a couple and talk to you about. So let me move this real quick for you and turn this on. There you go. You can see this. Is that my mouse? All right, cool. So this is really exciting. This just came out earlier today. So Green on Twitter, he's kind of a hacker and he gets into the Tesla software, and he can put some of the latest stuff on his car, even if it's not, enabled publicly. So he found that in the latest version, just for the Model S Plaid publicly, but it's in the software for all cars, Tesla has enabled the cameras for auto park. So in the past, the cameras only use the ultrasonic sensors, and that meant you could only use auto park if you're going in between two cars, whether you were parallel parking or backing in. Well, now with the cameras, it can park itself between just the lines. So let's check out this video really quick. We don't really need the sound. So this is on his Model X. So he does not have a refresh Model X, but like I said, he can kind of toggle on that piece of software. And sorry if you're, on the podcast, but I'll just explain to you. Green is in a parking lot. I don't know if he's driving or he's in the passenger seat. Whoever's filming is in the passenger seat, and this person is going to use the self-parking option on the car to park in between two lines that are painted in this part of the parking lot is empty. In the past, you couldn't do this. You had to park between two cars. So this is really exciting. Now, a lot of people are pointing out that it's still pretty slow, and it's not, like he said, it's going to the Plaid and the refresh S and X. I mean, nobody has the X yet, but it's going to the refresh vehicles. It's not toggled on in any other cars, even though it's available in other cars. It does work in them, and you already have the comments, man. People are like, oh, it's so slow, it's so bad. But well, Tesla didn't even enable it for almost anyone yet. So maybe they're waiting for it to get a little better, but it looks great. It doesn't look any worse. That's for sure. I think it looks a bit faster, and it centers itself in the lines really well, at least in these two example videos. And if you know Green at all, he is very critical. He does not sugarcoat anything. He tells it how it is. He was saying that he says, so it can use just drawn parking lines and also centers in them rather good, unlike the ultrasonic sensor version. So he liked what he saw. So that's cool. That's really exciting. Finally, an auto park update that has been, many years. We've been waiting for that. I don't need these headphones. Okay, so that's very cool. I mean, that's super exciting. So that could mean, maybe the auto park is coming soon, like the reverse summon, people call it, but we'll see. So there's been, if you've been on Twitter, and some of you are from Twitter, some of you are not, there's been a lot of conversation going on about the camera placement in the vehicle. So I'll just give you a little reminder here. So here's what's on Tesla's website. You have the front-facing cameras, and then you have the repeater cameras that point kind of a little bit to the left and right and also forward. And then you have the repeaters, which point backwards off of the fenders. And so a lot of people for a long time, pretty much since the beta started, maybe even before that, have speculated that these cameras right here, if you can see my mouse, I'm pointing to the B-pillar cameras, aren't far forward enough to see around a corner if you have like a building in the way or a tree or something. And I don't think that's an unreasonable thought. If people, see that and want to make that argument, I think that's fair if you want to make that argument. And so there's a lot of discussion about, are these cameras enough? Does Tesla need, some cameras on the front of the car, like in the headlights, a lot of people have said, which I think the problem there is they get dirty over. I mean, for me, obviously, but even for other people, they probably get dirty over time. Or maybe in the A-pillars, that would be pretty cool if, they had them in the A-pillars, because then it'd be more farther forward. Whereas now the car, people speculate, has to creep up too much, which beta does. It'll kind of creep up to be able to see. And it gets in the intersection, which if you watch my videos, you've seen that sometimes my car will creep up right into the middle. Hey, Satin Gray Tesla, welcome. It'll creep into the intersection and then it'll just sit there. There's no cars, obviously, or else I wouldn't let that happen. And then it'll go. So that could just be down to, it's not confident enough, it's not going. But yeah, so some people are thinking it's not enough. So I ran a little poll. We only have 547 votes, so not that many. I should run this poll on YouTube. We're getting a lot of votes there. I kind of joking around, loving the respectful, fun, enlightening conversation, because some people are being a little rude, which I find kind of crazy. I mean, who cares? We're not personally attacking anybody over the camera placement. But anyway, out of this poll anyway, 54% of people think the current camera setup will work for level 4. I said level 4 specifically. Some people, 22% think it needs a different setup, and then another 22% didn't really care. They just want to see what people thought. So, interesting. My opinion, people ask me what I think. My opinion is that while I do trust the autopilot engineers and the people working on this system, I don't think a couple cameras in the headlight area would hurt anything. So you do have to think of processing capacity, and you need a certain amount of power to check out all those frames, and calculate and process all that data. So maybe 2 more cameras would mean hardware 3 isn't powerful enough, because I think we're getting to the limit of hardware 3 already, Green was seeing. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, I don't think that would hurt anything, but I do trust those guys. I think they know what they're doing. So we'll see how it goes. And then kind of pertaining to this, if you haven't seen this video, it only has 5,000 views. It's a really well done video. I don't know who this person is. They only have 73 subscribers. But this video is really well done. So he basically simulated, he's showing you what Tesla tells you. He simulated the car in this little environment, and he put light coming out of the B-pillar cameras and out of the front, because the front-facing camera is pretty wide as well. And these 2 cameras do overlap. This is the B-pillar camera on the left he's showing, and this is the 130-degree wide-angle front-facing camera. So they do overlap. There's no blind spot there. But again, the issue is if there's an obstruction, as you can see right here. Let me make myself let me just turn my camera off real quick. So if there's an obstruction... Is my mouse on here? What's going on here? Okay. If there's an obstruction, here on the corner, this B-pillar camera is blocked. And now this front camera isn't wide enough, and the B-pillar camera can't see. So that's kind of, the thought here. And this is a pretty good demonstration, in my opinion. Some people are saying it's not taking whatever into account. But yeah, I don't know. I told you my opinion. I trust the autopilot team, but a couple more cameras, like being able to see better, won't hurt anything. So this purple one, this person has added basically that headlight camera. Again, I think the positioning there, they would be pretty dirty most of the time, which would be difficult, and they'd need a lot of cleaning. Because my B-pillar cameras are never dirty. They're pretty high up. And my repeater cameras, every once in a while, I have to wipe them off. But yeah, he gets hit, quote unquote, in this video. The cars are driving through them. My fender cameras, I have to wipe them off every once in a while, but I mean, I can go weeks and weeks without ever touching them, and they don't really get that dirty. So, there's, maybe the Tesla could put a washer in there or something. Some companies do that with their, they'll have a camera on the front bumper, but whatever. So this is, I don't know. I think this is a great demonstration of why this person thinks it's a limitation. Again, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the camera setup. I don't think like Tesla's doomed or anything like that, but I think this is a cool thing to talk about and think about, because it's not done yet. So until it's done, we don't know what it's going to take, for level 5 or level 4 full self-driving. It's just a fact. Like, nobody on earth knows, or else it would be done. So pretty cool demonstration there. That's pretty much the whole video. Okay, so put this back on, turn that one off if we want to see anything else. So that was pretty much all I wanted to talk about in terms of like, hopefully that wasn't too weird looking, in terms of like news stuff. So I can start answering your questions. So go ahead and start asking. I'll start with some of the ones that started before. So someone wanted to know about the Model Y. So I upgraded a couple months ago now. Time is flying like crazy. I had a 2018 Model 3 with radar, of course, and I traded it because the trade-in values were so crazy, and so I paid about, because everyone wants to know, $48,000 for my Model 3 with full self-driving. That's how much it cost. So really good deal. And Tesla offered me about $39,000, I believe it was, for my Model 3 to trade it in for the Model Y. And then my Model Y has no radar, so I lost beta for a couple weeks there. But then with the version 9 vision update, I got full self-driving beta back. So I believe I'm the only public beta tester anyway that has a Tesla car with no radar in it. And I actually showed a picture of inside my frunk. that where it says no radar. I could probably find that as well if you want to see that. But yeah, I shared a picture of that. So inside of my frunk, I was trying to install that auto frunk, which is simple to install, but it was kind of a pain. So here's the picture. Show you real quick. Sorry, hopefully that's not disorienting or anything. Here's the window. Oh, show the window there. So this is inside of my frunk. This right here is like, are you seeing my mouse? I don't know. Sometimes you see my mouse, sometimes you don't. But I can't point to it. Basically, it's the front of my car, right above the front bumper, where kind of about where the radar used to be. So that's pretty interesting. And then this was me, my surprise when my car says no radar. So, okay, let me start paying attention to you guys now. So get rid of that. Okay, so I got this giant Pikachu staring at me. All right. So yeah, the Y has been great. Giant babies are doing great. Giant baby number 1 is now giant toddler. It's so much fun. Thank you for remembering her, and you guys honestly are like supporting all of us and her, so I appreciate that. And then baby 2 is actually not a giant. She's a little, she's perfectly healthy, but she's a little below the averages. Whereas giant baby is like her 2-year appointment. She's as tall as a 3-year-old. So she's giant baby. I'm not kidding. Baby 2 we'll call her small baby, SMOL. Anyway, when are you getting your Model X? Rumor is that people who ordered later paid the extra $10,000 might get their car sooner. So that was something I was worried about because Tesla's raised the price $10,000 since I ordered. Who is this? Thank you so much to Ben Robinson. Let me answer your question really quick. So do you think there will be any retrofit for this extra camera if Tesla ever decides? I think if you bought full self-driving, not rented it, they will retrofit it. I don't think that's going to happen though. I don't think they're going to add a camera. That's my honest opinion. So yeah, rumor. Electric wrote an article that they're like, oh my gosh, Tesla's delivering $10,000 vehicles first. And there's no like proof of that. There's like a couple people that, told Electric that they were offered to get their car sooner if they changed to something and then paid the extra $10,000. But there's shortages of all kinds of stuff. Tesla told us before they raised the price that they're having trouble getting the white interiors. So their DA might have just said like, hey, if you switch to this, we will have these sooner just because we know the parts are available. It doesn't mean they're trying to scam them out of 10,000. I saw somebody do the math and it's like on the worst case scenario, Tesla's losing $100 million if they deliver all the, it's just all speculation, of course, but if they deliver all the pre-price raise ones, they'd lose 100 million in a quarter, which like last quarter they made 1.1 billion. So they're really going to screw customers for that? I would hope not. But yeah, that was a worry of mine is now Tesla has less of a reason to get me my car because I'm paying $10,000 less than other people, even though I ordered first. So I don't know. Nobody has gotten any X's yet, so we'll see what happens. Any thoughts on why autopilot doesn't honk the horn when cut-in detection is triggered? It's just not programmed. I don't know. Maybe they can't do that. I'm not sure. Great idea. I'll tweet Elon. He answers me all the time. I'm just kidding. He's responded a couple times, which has been cool, but no, very rarely does he respond. I think he sees like there's something he wants to say or is thinking about anyway, and then if somebody mentions it, then he'll respond. I'm pretty sure that's how that goes, but Elon said a while back they were focused on Dojo and hardware 3.5. Oh man, when this thing moves around, it is so annoying. Hardware 3.5, hardware 4 would just make things more complicated and still plenty of headroom on hardware 3, so it's not the focus. Yeah. Do you think there will ever be any retrofit for this extra camera? Okay, so Ben, I answered that question for you. No, I don't believe so. Well, okay, if you paid for full self-driving and they actually add extra cameras, I believe they would retrofit them. I just don't think it's going to happen. And if you do the renting it, the pay monthly, they're definitely not going to give you anything. Ted, can you please give me the email so I can get the beta? It's just, I don't remember, but it's the EAP email. Somebody in here will type it for you. You can email them. Eric, delivery times right now are a fun topic. Delivery times are so messed up. Yeah. Nobody really knows. It's chip shortages and stuff, and that's what they said on the earnings call, so we just have to deal. It's with everybody, everything. So will Tesla eventually use full self-driving for car deliveries? I would think so. Besides miles, potential accidents from other people. The car can make a mistake too. And then like paint scuffs and stuff. Maybe not. I guess you could like choose like have my car deliver itself because people would probably like that. But green pad. Will Tesla eventually? Oh, I just answered that. Ted, can you please give me the email? So I already answered that. Try not to ask more. I'll get to you. I will. I promise I will answer your questions. Not sure if we're allowed to ask questions about non-Tesla stuff. Of course, sure. It's my live stream. I can talk about whatever I want. But have you heard about the self-driving company Comma AI? Yes. Comma AI is run by George Hotz, who he was like first kind of famous for. He was like the first one that jailbroke the iPhone and did that whole scene, if I remember correctly. I don't know much about him, but from my understanding, he's just kind of like a genius programmery guy. I hope that's not, doesn't sound too cringy. I don't know anything really about programming and coding and stuff, but from my understanding, he's very good. So he started his own company, self-driving. You can buy their unit for tons of different cars. If you go to their website, not Teslas, but like lots of different Chevys and all this stuff, as long as it meets whatever requirements they have, and you can plug it in, and you basically have like a very good self-drive or driving assistance, like on par with Autopilot 1, from my understanding. Andy Sly has a video comparing it to Autopilot, and it looked pretty good. And George Hotz is in agreement with Elon and Tesla that vision is what you need, and LiDAR and these things are not going to work out. So that's nice that somebody agrees with them. Caden, do you think I could get a Tesla Model 3 as my first car? Well, I mean, sure, if you have enough money, I don't see why not. Kevin Smith. Oh, I'm responding to somebody else. All right, I'll let you guys talk amongst yourselves. Will, have you noticed any differences full self-driving with and without radar? Yes, Will. I did make some videos before I had the beta about like the public build with no radar. It is definitely better in a lot of scenarios. So especially braking, like when you're on the highway and people are quickly coming to a stop or coming to a stop at all, the braking seems smoother. And same thing with like red lights. When people are at red lights or you're stopping for a red light, all the braking and stuff seems a lot smoother. I do notice, like, it's really weird. And now that I'm on beta, it's hard to say, but before I had beta, some phantom brakes, but not like, I've never really had a scary phantom brake where it drops like 20 miles an hour quickly or something. But on Vision, you'll get these they're almost like stutters. Like you're going 60 and then it drops to, 58 or 57. And then it, continues or maybe stays at 57 for a minute. So it doesn't slam on the brakes at all, but it slows down. And you're like, ooh, why are you doing that? There's no reason. So that's really the biggest negative I've noticed. But overall smoothness seems a lot better than with radar. Serenity, I've been thinking about what car to get when I turn 17 in 2.5 years. Got a long time to think. I'm debating between the Model 3 and Y. Which do you recommend, and do you think prices will drop by then? Yeah, I think the landscape in 2.5 years it's just gonna look completely different. I mean, everything's gonna be different. There will probably most likely the $25,000 model will be out, which accounting for inflation might be more now. Model 3 and Y will be way more capable. Y, you'll have the 4680 cells. So I think you just have to wait. I mean, but so what I recommend, if you want more efficiency and more range than the Model 3, if you need the space, then Model Y, they're very comparable and the prices are not that different. So I would personally, these days, I would always go with the Model Y because, like, having a family, it's a lot more convenient. Like, just like when we take trips with the kids, you got to take all these things with you, like a stroller and stuff. And the Y is just so, you can fit the stuff in the 3, don't get me wrong, but the Y is so much more convenient and the price is not that different. So I would go with the Y. The 3 is definitely faster and sportier though. Like, I noticed that when I step on it in my all-wheel drive Y, it's fast, don't get me wrong, but compared to the 3, it's like, oh, we're going. Whereas the 3, even just on my all-wheel drive without the boost, it gave you a little pull. It was pretty fun. Okay. Wow, I'm always behind. Peppa Pig or Baby Shark? Baby Shark for sure, yeah. Giant Baby does not like Peppa Pig. Video, awesome. Will you get the HEPA filter upgrade for the Model Y? So, for anyone that doesn't know, Model Ys now come standard with the bioweapon defense mode, which has a huge filter in the front, air filter, and it happened like right after my car. But rumor, I think this is a rumor, I don't think it's confirmed, is that Tesla will add an optional, like the option to upgrade in the app. So if you don't have it, you can pay for it and get it. If the price is good, like maybe less than 200-ish, maybe less than 300, I'm not exactly sure, I would probably get it. But if it's much more than that, I don't really see a reason. Like, I don't really need to use that, to be totally honest. But yeah, I don't really need it. Techie James, any thoughts on improvements for full self-driving 9.1? It's hard to say. Like, it's really hard to say when, so the version 9 overall is way better than version 8 and before. In terms of confidence most of the time, and in terms of smoothness. Those are my biggest things. But like when people want specifics, it's really hard because unless I do the same exact route every time, and even then, like, it's really hard to pick out specific things. But overall, like 9, the 9 overall is better. 9 versus 9.1, I can't say that, like, I don't know. I wouldn't rave and say like, oh my gosh, this is so much better than 9. It's just not my experience. It's still good though. I mean, it's still really impressive. I these days I do go on average farther without interventions. But I've noticed some of the interventions are like pretty dramatic sometimes. So, show that. There you go. Sorry. Somebody tried to send you the email, but it blocked it. I just showed it. So you might have to scroll up to see the early access email. How do you get the HEPA filter? I explained that. Giant baby and small baby. Exactly. Correction for beta 9.2. Sorry. You were asking. I answered that whole question. No, I didn't. What is this? Okay. I'm not understanding that one. F. Asking about Ford? I don't know. Rich Gross. When you report issues to the team, full self-driving team, do they ever respond? Is it ever a conversation or just a one-way thing? It really depends. Yes, sometimes they will respond. Like usually it's me asking for clarification on like how they want things. Then they'll respond and say, "Oh, well, we'd like it this way," and I'm like, "Cool, I'll do that." But sometimes like I don't have any specific examples, but I'll report a problem and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, we're working on that. That's coming in the next version," or something like that. It hasn't happened to me, but I've heard from other beta testers like early on before I even got the beta that they would find a problem spot and then the team would be like, "Hey, can you go back there, and test it again?" I've never had that as a response, but I've heard people have had that too. So, but then most of the time they don't respond. It seems like they just kind of go dark sometimes, and I don't even know if they read our emails, but I still send them, the reports. I try to just send them a few bullet points because I'm sure they have a lot to read and they're really busy. But I always say, if you need more information or anything, just let me know. And they usually don't. Dairy Tendo, I have one question. All right. I hope it's good. It's your only one. What kind of improvements are you looking forward to in beta 10, even though that's long from now? So I think if you get to beta 10, you're getting new features. And it's hard to say, like, it's just hard. Like, it just needs to drive well. I mean, I don't know, like, what exactly I should say. So, like, some of the mistakes, when let's say there's a person in the road, beta is very good and very cautious around people or a bike, let's say, either one of those. And as it's approaching the bike, let me bring my thing here. As like, this is the bike. As the car's approaching the bike, it'll like move around it. And it does a very good job, and I know it's going to do it. But the problem is, as the car's approaching the bike, it's like, oh, okay, here comes the bike. And it sees it on the screen, and it's planning the path around the bike. So I know that it sees the bike. I know it's going to drive around it. But it goes like this. Okay, now we'll go around. As a human, what I do, let's get farther apart here. I see the bike, and I'm like, oh, I'm moving out of your way over here. So I see you. You feel safe. You're happy that I moved. And then I'll move back over. Okay, so again, beta sees the bike or the person, and it's going to do it. I see it on the screen. It plans path. It waits too long, gets too close to them, sometimes freaks them out. Creeping is such a difficult problem, I'm sure, but it's way better than it used to be. But sometimes it's just like, I don't know, like when you're driving a car and you see a car that's going to turn in front of you, like you're this car, you're the fist, and this car is gonna turn in front of you. This is so hard to do, like this. So this, you're coming and this car wants to turn like this in front of you. Depending on the speed you're going, changes how you feel as you get closer to that car. If they're like going real fast, you're like, oh my gosh, they don't see me. I need to stop, or I need to change lanes, or I need to do something. If they're moving forward, but really slowly, you're like, oh, cool. They're just getting ready. I know what to do, And beta sometimes is the slow creep. And I'm sure that other person is confident and knows that I see them. But I always know the car sees them because I can see it on the screen, or I know I'm in control. I can hit the brake. But sometimes it freaks people out. So it just has to be, I don't know. I don't know how to specifically tell you the things it needs to improve. It just needs to drive well. Yeah, it just needs to make good decisions. It's hard to say. Extreme Carl, it seems the full self-driving works better in California. Probably more testers there. Do you think with differences in roads in different locations will improve with more testers? Any neural net issues with testing bias? Yeah, I mean, it seems that way. Yeah, it really does. And like, you got to think all right, it's just a joke, but you got to think that there's the autopilot team is in California driving those roads. So like, I almost feel silly sometimes when I report stuff because I'm like, come on, they got to know that this is doing this goofy thing. Why do I have to tell them? Like, they know, they drive the cars, but whatever, I tell them because maybe they don't or whatever. And I know for the neural nets, maybe something trips it up and they can be like, oh, we need to fix, that's why it's making the mistake. This piece of data helped us. but there's like a joke. There was a joke about something like the, you know, Elon has tweeted like, oh, I made it to work with no interventions or something like that. And there was a joke about how like the full self-driving team knows his route, so they made it perfect so that it all worked, which like, I'm sure that's not true. You know, he has some special build or something, but yeah. So yeah, of course, as they get more testers, but they also have to be able to crunch all that data. So AI day will be interesting. You know, if they get Dojo and they can process all that, it'll help a lot. Green Pad. After Tesla finishes full self-driving, which industry will they disrupt next with Tesla Vision? That is such a good question and way above my head. I have no idea. Kem Gus, no one asked you yet. How are you and how's your family doing at all? Thank you, Kem. Great. Everyone's really good. I'm tired most of the time because of 2 babies and working a lot, but you know what? That's fine. Thank you. Kevin Smith, Green Pad, we'll find out next Thursday. Yeah, exactly. For the what industry will Tesla disrupt? Tai, is the Model X radarless as well? I don't think so. According to Tesla, S and X still come with the radar. But before you take delivery of a radarless vehicle, Tesla warns you, so we'll see. Clinton Wise, have you gotten any feedback on your car driving so close to the right edge of dirt roads? I've gotten no feedback on that. I will say that was one thing I did notice with it's hard to remember everything. With 9.1, sometimes it doesn't drive as close to the edge. Most of the time it's still doing it. So I noticed maybe it's a little less, maybe it's just, you know, the random situation, but no, I didn't hear anything about it. Again, I'm sure that's a really hard problem to solve. But yeah, you can see in the videos, it drives way too close to the edge most of the time. So if you drive on dirt roads, you know, you just drive in the middle unless someone else is there. Okay, so show. Sorry. Yeah, Andy was trying to share the early access. So it's early access at tesla.com. That's the email to ask for beta. Andy was trying to share it with you, but it was blocking it, so I had to approve it. Do you think Tesla may look into making their own chip fab at some point? Yeah, it seems that way, but I don't really know much about that, so we'll see. But yeah, it seems like a lot of, like, Google's doing that, Apple obviously, so it seems a lot of people want to do that. Tesla is not dumb. They knew exactly. Yep, I agree with you. Javillionaire, I've monitored 700 plus pages on the Model S delivery tracker. People made a duplicate order for science with a $10,000 price increase. They got more expensive within 2 weeks after waiting 6+ months. They got the more expensive within 2 weeks. Oh, that's not good. So Javillionaire is basically saying like the person had an order in for an S. Then they reordered again with the $10,000 price increase and we're going to receive it sooner. That's crazy. So. Brian Silver, anybody else having a problem getting to the owner's manual that's under service menu? It locks up my screen and I have to do a hard reboot. I have a service request in. No, I'm not sure. I mean, it's available online as well, so you can Google the service manual just on your computer. But no, I don't really look at it on the car, so I haven't experienced that. Kevin Smith, Nissan is closing plant for 2 weeks. Tesla is busy rewriting and validating new firmware for replacement chips they are able to source. That's the difference. Exactly. So Kevin's talking about the supply shortages and stuff. And same thing, Ford, I think, recently just shut down another plant within the past 2 weeks or so. 2 weeks, lots of 2 weeks, because they don't have the chips. They can't do anything with the cars. So they just stopped making them. Tesla's still making them, and they are rewriting software. So I think that's where the software update drought came from, is they were using all their resources to code so they could use different chips. And that's very cool and interesting. And we do know it now, to be fair. But it's kind of like, I kind of wish Elon or Tesla would have told us that. Because then we'd be like, whoa, cool. But at the same time, I could see they didn't want to give any of the other industry hints. Not that I believe a place like Ford or GM has that ability as well as Tesla does. But, you know, maybe they do. Rick FX, do you think beta will be ready once Cybertruck hits mass production? I don't know. Like it'll be full self-driving beta wide release? Yes, I do believe that. Yeah. Will it be level 5? I don't know. It's hard. Like one software update can change everything, right? Going from 8 to 9 was a big improvement with lots of changes. And like it took a while, but it was just 8 to 9, right? So, or 8.2 to 9. So it's really hard to say. Ryan Jelks, Tesla, please send me the beta. I know you're listening. All right. Ryan Jelks wants the beta Tesla. You know his VIN. What mud flaps do you recommend for the Y? So that's a good question. I made the mud flap video. If you saw it, it's the Rally Armor mud flaps, and they're very cool. I like the style. A lot of people commented and said they did not like the style because they were glossy, which I get that, and that makes sense. Yep, that's fine. I like that they're flat. So on my Model 3, I made a video how it wrapped around the standard mud flaps you see from like Tasmanian has them. They wrap around and they can kind of damage the paint a little bit. And you can put PPF there if you want to protect it. But I made a video about how it damaged it. So I didn't want those for the Model Y. But the Model Y has some plastic trim all around the bottom and around the wheel arches and stuff. But I still didn't know if that same style of flap would get past that plastic and mess up the paint. From what I've seen, it turns out that is not the case. So I do really like the Rally Armor mud flaps, and they're on my car and I'm keeping them, but they were sent to me, so I didn't pay for them. They're very expensive. They're like $130, I believe, somewhere around there. I think that's very expensive. And when I was talking to them, I tried to get a discount code, that people could use. I'm sure it would only been 10%, maybe 20%. And I said like, hey, do you want to give a discount code that I can give to my subscribers? I didn't want commission or anything. I just wanted you guys to get 10% off, and they just didn't send it to me. So I tried. Most places will do that. So I don't know. That was weird. But they're very expensive. I think they look cool. It just depends on your personal style. So that being said, I would either get them from Tasmanian, or I would get them from Rally Armor, or Tesla does have some, but they only go on the front, which I think is weird. If you don't care, maybe get them from Tesla. The ones from Tasmanian, I believe, are the cheapest. You can get them from Amazon too. But Tasmanian 10% off, code Dirty Tesla. I just like Tasmanian stuff. Anyway, that was a lot about mud flaps, but that's okay. Did you notice any difference in ride comfort, Model 3 and Y? Yes. It's hard for me to say now that I've been driving I wish I could like get my Model 3 and drive it again real quick. Yes, it is softer ride. I like the height. Road noise, you didn't ask noise, but that's a huge part of it for me. The noise is much reduced, especially on the highway. It's a lot better. Ride comfort, yes, it is more comfortable. It is more comfortable, yes. My wife Stephanie described it as like when she was driving it, and she's like, oh, this is so nice. Your Model 3 was getting a little rickety. And I was like, rickety? I would never have used that word, but okay, that was her thing. Tucker Smith, I noticed the Oculus Rift in the background. When's a channel coming out for that? I'd watch. Same for Ender 3D printer. So my 3D printer is broken. I need to find a place that will fix them. If you have any, advice for Michigan, please DM it to me on Twitter. As for the Oculus, I do live stream on Twitch sometimes, very rarely. My name is Degu Master, Degu Master. I was doing some Beat Saber on there, but I don't have that much time to play it, honestly. But I do love it. It's so fun. Tesla Tino, what's up? When will my Tesla brew coffee when I'm on a road trip? As soon as you invent it. Welcome, Tesla Tino. He is also, if you don't know, a full self-driving beta tester. You can check out his channel. He has some videos as well in Florida. So his roads are much nicer than mine, and his weather's a little nicer than mine usually. Keith Malkin, I love my Comma 2. Oh, nice. You got the Comma 2. Awesome. Yeah, that's interesting. People, from what I hear, the Comma system, again, it's like a self-driving system you can add to a bunch of different cars. I hear it's very good. The videos I've seen look very impressive, and people are very happy with it. So, yes, you can email them, and they will tell you to kick rocks. Talking about the EAP team. From my understanding, they do catalog all those emails. So you should email them a very nice, extremely short email and say, I would love to test the beta, maybe give them one sentence as to why. Like I've seen people say like, oh, I do, software. I'm a very safe driver. I love Tesla. I'm in the military, whatever. But seriously, keep it short. Definitely 3 sentences or less, with your VIN in there, and you can bug them if you want, but I wouldn't bother. I mean, from what I've heard, they catalog it. Maybe send it once a month. I don't know. Polzano Reeve. How do I know if my Model 3 is using radar or Tesla Vision for autopilot? If you bought your car and there wasn't a warning that said, you're using Tesla Vision, there's no radar, then you're using radar. Soon, Tesla will update your car and get rid of the radar, but it hasn't happened yet. I shouldn't say soon, whenever it happens. Some people speculated there were some builds floating around out there that were using Tesla Vision. I don't believe that's true. If you really want to go crazy, you can put tinfoil on the front of your bumper, look up where your radar is, and cover your bumper. If you can't use autopilot, it's using the radar. But you would know if you bought a radarless car for sure. Blake Merkel Trucking. Do you think we will see a wide release in 2021? I believe we will. Yes, that's my belief. I think by the end of the year for sure, we're going to get a wide release. I think Tesla should just give the button with like a button hidden in the software that's a lot of disclaimers, maybe even some agreements like I will not use my phone and then at the end, like if I break any of these rules, beta will be taken away. Like that's what I think they should do. The thing is, people are still going to screw around. You'll still get the dumb YouTubers who make the dumb videos and go in the back seat. And then I could see possibly the government intervening and taking it away from everyone. So then there's no videos and no one has it, right? At least now, like, remember with Smart Summit, it was in early access for over a year and people couldn't make videos about it. So we got a couple leaks and like, oh my gosh, I want to know. So like, I'm glad that they did it this way, but at the same time, I do feel like for people that paid for it and want it, like I agree with you. But what about IR cameras? What about them? For exterior, they're not needed. For interior, the refresh has them, but as far as I know so far, the 3 and Y do not. Kevin Smith. Oh, okay. You guys are talking amongst yourselves. I like that. Thank you so much. Trevor Thomas, can we get better games? Skyforce Reloaded was a great start. Oh, that's cool. I see on my beta car, I don't have Skyforce Reloaded. So beta people usually, I'm not complaining. I'm just informing you. We're normally like, as far as features go, we're usually behind everyone else. So we get our beta updates and then like a new feature comes to your cars and then maybe like a month later or 2 weeks later, then we'll get the new features that the cars got with our next beta update. But we're usually behind on those, which again, it's fine, just so you know. Timber Ghost, what does full self-driving struggle with the most that worries you? It's got to be, I mean, honestly, like the left turns. Okay, so here's a big problem. The left turns, especially for fast-moving traffic. If it's 25 miles per hour, I'm not worried at all. Beta is going to handle it like it is. It's just going to work most of the time. A lot of my roads, though, the speed limit is like 50 or 55. And although that's the speed limit, people will go 60 or more. It is not uncommon for the road on my way home from work that is 55 miles per hour for people to go 70. I've never seen anyone get pulled over there. And people go 70. I've got passed at 65. I like to go 60. Sometimes I'll go 65 if traffic is fast, and I will still get passed. Anyway, on those roads, beta is not ready. Even if it does everything perfectly well, if it sees all the traffic, it sees a gap and goes in the gap right when it should, its acceleration is not fast enough. And this is going to be really difficult because say you're a passenger and I'm driving. If I take a turn and I step on it and floor it, say you're looking at your phone, you're not paying attention. For me, I'm like ready. My body, my muscles, my head, my neck, it all does whatever it needs to do as the car takes off because I know what my foot's doing. The person in the passenger seat is going to be like, what the heck is wrong with you? What are you, like, ow, my neck. Like, oh, you threw me back on my seat. What are you doing? I spilled my drink. It's going to be the same thing for a self-driving car. You're not in control. So even if the car's doing everything perfectly correctly, it may be different than what you're expecting or what you're paying attention to. And you'll be like, oh, why did you do that? Even though it was correct. So on these, this is going to be a big problem. It's just going to be hard. And people aren't going to be used to it for a very long time. People will adapt. They always do. But it's going to be hard for a while. And so that's my biggest, like, I wouldn't call it fear, but that's my biggest issue right now is it does not take off fast enough. So Elon did mention that I think he said in version 10, accelerations will be better, like when coming out of a turn or coming off of a stop sign or something. So I have one spot where I stop at a stop sign and then I have to go straight across. But again, the cross traffic's going like between 55 and 70 miles an hour. Beta doesn't move fast enough through there. So that's kind of my biggest problem with it right now. But it's just the way it's programmed. It's not that it like thinks there's no cars and it is going to slowly, merrily go through. It just is programmed in a way where it doesn't go that fast from a stop. It just doesn't, but it will hopefully soon. Jimmy, all right, I need to start doing rapid fire so I can catch up with you guys. Oh, I'm not that far behind, so that's good. Clinton, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I didn't see that. Oh, I am far behind. All right, let's go. Does the car still ping pong between the lines? Not at all. No ping ponging in a long time. Beta used to do that in the beginning and does not at all. Anthony Barron, I was able to reproduce phantom braking pretty easily, coming up to low bridges. Any idea what the camera thinks in those situations? Does it think the bridge is a truck or something? I really don't know. My guess, unless you did this at night, is it has more to do with shadows. I noticed the phantom brakings I get most are like on rural roads. Of course, a lot of my roads are like that with a bunch of tree cover. So I'm guessing it's something to do with the trees. It's not like the trees are like an inch above the car. It's like up and way high in the sky. So I'm guessing it has something to do with that, but I don't know. Other people have noticed hills will cause the phantom braking, but I'm not sure. Rabidat, I just bought a Model 3 long range. Any advice how to get through the next 3-month wait? Oh, talk to your delivery advisor if you have one and say, is there anything in inventory? And they might have something for you. Admin said, Lex, I love you. Man, I've not heard that enough yet. Thank you. Uh, Sebastian, when do you think the vision only branch will be merged with radar and vision? I think very soon. Wait, radar, vision only. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. They're working on it. We'll see. Apparently, we're going to get navigate on autopilot with beta code. And so maybe they are waiting for that. It's hard to say. Rich Gross, did you pay for acceleration boost on your Model Y? I did not. I'm really tempted to, though, because like I said, it is significantly slower. I shouldn't say significant. It is slower than my 3, and I definitely noticed it. Like, still, I'm not used to the slower Y still, even though it's a fast car still. I'm really tempted, but especially when I'm going to trade it for the Cybertruck as soon as possible, I have a really hard time justifying that $2,000. If GameStop goes to 1,000, I'll get it. Will Harley, do any current Teslas have 4680 cells? Nope. Okay, you guys. Kevin Smith, do you think Tesla will... I'm glad you tagged me because you're talking to a lot of other people. Do you think Tesla will push Tesla Vision, removing radar to the fleet ahead of city streets going wide release, or do you think they'll wait and do them together? I think they would do it ahead of time, honestly, just to make sure there's no problems without giving people a bunch of extra abilities. What if there's a bioweapon attack? Well, I'm screwed. Another thing I wanted to say, this stream right now, is fully brought to you by solar energy, solar power. And you're like, what? It's so late. It's night. How is that possible? Well, I am running off of the Tesla Powerwalls right now. So my Powerwall's charged up today, and I said I was going to hurry up, and now I'm going slow. But here you go. So you can see this. Let me put it up to the camera really quick because I know people will think this is cool. Blam. Oh, let me turn this light off. 1, 2. There you go. Oh, it's not going to focus. Oh, well. The battery's in the green and the house is blue. The energy is going to my house from the battery. Grid. There you go. It's focused. You can get my face out of there. The grid is to your left, I think. You can see it's off. No grid. So anyway, completely powered by solar energy tonight, 9 p.m. All right. Boop. Boop. Like I said, rapid fire. Considering Homelink is 500, I'm sure bioweapon defense mode will be at least that. It's 500? They upped it to 500? Oh, that's crazy. No way. I don't even want it for 300. Model 3 front wheel drive model? Yeah, probably not. Epic Me. Did you see the tweet of the Stitch video that Green the Only posted of? Oh yeah, that's a cool one. That was in response to me, actually. I wonder if I can find it. I know that Teslatino posted one similar to it in our little chat here. Let me see if I can. Oh, here's the one to me. I'll have this playing as I go through some of the questions. So this video shows you basically the stitched autopilot cameras. This video is very, very, very cool. So we don't need any sound for it. Hey, don't look at that ad. That's not for me. Just kidding. All right, make myself a little smaller there. Skip. Okay, so this is, and you can move around. So this ad or this video shows you basically like this is the front camera and this is the side camera. So okay, let me keep answering your questions. You can watch that. Put it like that. Oh, you know what? I might lag. Well, if I start lagging, I'll turn it off. Let me just turn on the quality because my internet is not good. Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, sorry. I gotta keep reading. 300 for, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they up it soon. In your experience, how good is full self driving beta at steering oncoming traffic at an unprotected left turn? Oh, seeing oncoming traffic. It seems very good. Yeah. Especially when you're like at a light where it's like a green light but not a green arrow. In my experience, it is very good. Sometimes, again, it'll freak me out a little bit because, like, it'll kind of move. It'll inch up. And I'm like, are you going or not? Because I can't look at the screen because I got to be ready to hit the brake and see what's going on out the windshield. So, yeah, sometimes that'll get me. But care to speculate on why Model S production has been delayed? It's parts. From my understanding, the white seats and the carbon fiber, they just can't get it or something. Didn't you get the city to respond to one of your emails? Ty, dude, that's such a... Yeah, I know. So on one of my turns... if you watched a video a while ago on my way home from work, you come off the highway, try to explain this as fast as possible, and you're in 2 lanes and it opens up to 3 lanes. the inner lane should only go to the inner lane and the outer lane should go to either of the outer 2 lanes. Well, that's not how people drive it. They do it wrong. So beta does it right, which is wrong because people are going to crash into it if it does it right because they do it wrong. And I emailed the city. I was like, hey, can we get some lines painted here so that people do this right? And they said, yeah, we'll do it in the spring. And they still haven't done it. So I should email that guy again. When do you think Tesla will open it up for more people? By the end of the year, for sure. I mean, that's my for sure. My opinion is I for sure think it'll be by the end of the year. Is it possible to test drive the updated Model S? Nope, not yet. This is my biggest gripe. What is the personality or style of the AI? Yep, that's going to be impossible to solve because everyone is different. Daniel Stapler. What about cameras on the front bumper at right angles to see cars? Yep. So we talked about that. The only problem is they might get dirty. I don't know. Creeping needs to be less creepy. They would get dirt easily on those cameras. What do you think of the upcoming 25,000 Tesla hatchback? I think people are way too excited, to be totally honest, about that because we don't know anything about it. I think it's cool, but I don't know. I think we need to see what happens. I don't know. I can't see Tesla really. I don't know. Tesla wants to get cars to everyone, but they got to make money too. So does the beta include any navigate and autopilot improvements? So that's like on the highway. No, the highway code is the exact same, but Elon said we're getting highway update. We're getting beta code for the highway. So I don't know what that entails because highway's already really good. But I'm not sure. Asimo, so jealous of you being a beta tester. I'm totally fine with betas. Yeah, seriously. Dude, you should just tweet at Elon. Like he might give it to you. Like there's been plenty of examples of like decently known people or well-known people that just like, hey, can I have beta? And then they get it. So I'm not saying that's right, but I've seen it happen several times since I've gotten it. Carlos, does the beta, oh, we already talked about that. IR cameras thoughts. I kind of said, I really don't have any opinion on that. Damu, have you tested going quickly around curves and seeing if it modulates the speed and doesn't go to the outside of the lane? Yes, in contrast to autopilot. So beta is pretty good, and you'll see this on any of my videos where I drive on dirt roads. Beta is very good about slowing down when it needs to. Most of the time, of course, it's not, I shouldn't have to say it, but I feel like I have to say it's not perfect, whatever. So like on the dirt roads, especially, I personally, the speed limit's 55. I normally drive about 40. Between 45 and 35, just depending on the terrain exactly. Beta, I will set it to 40 and it will only go like 23, or sometimes it'll go up to 30. Sometimes it'll go up to 40, but very rarely. Most of the time on dirt roads, it will slow down. So on curves, yes, it slows down as it needs to. It's very, very good at curves. In my and my wife's opinion, because she agrees with me, it actually goes a little too slow on some of the curves. Again, if it's actually level 5 and I'm not driving, what do I care? But when you're in control and you're trying to get somewhere, you're kind of like, all right, let's go. One thing I will add to that, which is very interesting, I've noticed if I step on the accelerator as it's going through a turn, that I think it's going too slow, I will make it, my fault, I will make it overshoot that turn a little bit and it'll either bump off the line or go over the line completely and then fix itself. So I find that pretty interesting. Clinton from Saginaw, Michigan. Hello. And living in Columbia, South Carolina now. Oh, that's cool. Love the country. What's your take on full self-driving hugging the edge of dirt roads? Yeah, it's very annoying, as you know. You just drive in the middle unless there's another car, and then you move over for them. So I've emailed the autopilot team a ton of times about that. It actually, beta didn't used to do that. It used to be very good on the dirt roads. And in version 8, I believe, it started really hugging the right side. So yeah, that's pretty strange. I'm not sure why. Thank you for the $1, by the way, Clinton. I appreciate that. Oh, message retracted. Frosty GT, what about regen braking? Does your brake light come on without the brake pedal during regen? Yes, Frosty, it definitely does. Regen comes on, or the brake light comes on based off of the G forces. So, Asimo, that joke about his route is true. So I've been told the AP team began work on his work route for real. Wait, the joke is real? So you're telling me that the autopilot team worked on Elon's route? Oh, I don't even want to say that out loud. It's so bad. Oh, man. Greenpad says, give a like, everyone. Yes, please like or dislike the video. I'd appreciate that. And subscribe. Come on, what are you waiting for? Andy Weedman. Ted, last time, early access. Oh, okay. Luke, yes, live stream. I've seen a few videos of full self-driving really struggling on blind turns. Do you personally think the car needs more hardware? So I talked about that earlier. I trust the autopilot team, but I don't. A couple more cameras aren't going to hurt anything, so. That's my opinion. Frosty, Model 3 scheduled for delivery August 24th. Hey, that's pretty soon. Kasnis, with all the updates with full self-driving beta progression, do you believe version 11 will come out, and when? For threes and whys. Oh yeah, version 11 of the software. So not full self-driving beta, but version 11 of the software, where we get like an updated dog time, where we get an updated refresh software. So hello Ari, hi, good boy. I have to pet him. He comes over, I pet him, and then he goes to his bed. All right, go to your bed. It's coming eventually, sure. I really want to see it. I can't wait. So in the Model S, that software is still version 10. So I don't really know. I don't know, but I'm excited. Andy says, thanks, Chris. You're welcome. Bombist. Do you think full self-driving in its current state is worth the subscription price, not $10,000? And do you think the subscription price will increase when full self-driving is widely available? It's so difficult. I think it's worth it to get it for a month for sure. And then you can decide like, oh, do I want to pay this every month? And then you can, just cancel it if you want. Actually, I wish they would have had the subscription. I don't know how it would have worked with the beta, but I wish they would have had the subscription beforehand, before I got my Model Y, because I would have done that instead of buying full self-driving, because I definitely do not plan on keeping this Model Y for 4 years. That may happen for whatever reason, but I don't plan on it. So the subscription would have been way better, for me. But that's obviously a personal preference. Someone that makes, $100,000 a month, they probably don't care. Someone that makes, $2,000 a month, they probably aren't going to pay for that subscription. So yeah. But overall, no, I don't think I would do it. So our Model X that we ordered, we didn't get full self-driving. We didn't buy it. So that tells you. And I don't plan on using the subscription either. I answered that. Kevin Smith, I've never been able to open the manual on the Model Y without it crashing. Yep. So that's sad. Who is this? Stock split announcement tomorrow? What odds are you giving it? No, I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. Then Jack Asimov say 0 odds. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. Brian Silver, I'm not crazy. It's set AC full and fan on high and locked up. Good thing I just learned how to do a hard reboot. Captain Cow, hey Chris, if I ever come down to Ann Arbor, can I get a ride with you? I'm from Northern Lower Peninsula. I'll buy you a beer. Yeah, buy me a beer, and then we'll let Beta drive it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I try to give people rides. I had somebody DM me that was around last week and unfortunately couldn't make it work. I'll try. I do give rides at the Tesla meetups. I'm the president of the Tesla Owners Club of Michigan, if you didn't know. And I always give beta rides at pretty much every meetup. So yeah, I'll try to give people rides, but it's just, my schedule is so packed, with 2 kids, to be honest, it's very hard for me to make it work, but I do my best. How many miles do you lose from air resistance with mud flaps? 1. I don't know. I don't think it affects it that much. I'm sure it affects it somehow, but I don't notice. Tesla Kurt, showing some love. Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate it. Aaron McFarland, how familiar are you with the other beta testers? I do see you interact with them on Twitter. They're the worst, all of them. You should only watch my videos. Thumbs down. Don't even click their videos. Don't even thumbs down. No. We have a couple chats. So there's a Discord. There's like a full self-driving beta Discord that we're in. And then we have like a Twitter chat, and I'm in some of those. Honestly, it gets a little overwhelming sometimes. Like there's just too much going on. But yeah, we talk. I mean, some people are getting mad at each other. This is ridiculous. I don't know how you get mad over, like, it's not like you wrote the software. What do you care if somebody thinks it's bad or thinks it needs more hardware or something? But anyway, yeah, I talk to them all the time. I just talked to AI Driver for the first time. I had never, what the heck is that? I had never talked to him before, but he's in one of the chats. I didn't know he was even in there, and he was saying something. I was like, hey, sweet videos. People comment on my videos about you all the time, and he said, yeah, same to you. So that was nice. I talked to them. If you've seen Frenchie, he makes some videos in Chicago. He has like a direct link to his autopilot, his center screen with HDMI cable. He hooked me up, all the beta testers, and he told me how to get that. I'll probably talk about it in the future. And so I have that coming any day now. So I will have a HDMI output from my Tesla Model Y screen that I can directly record. I have this little dongle. I'm going to directly record to my phone and hope that works pretty well. If not, I'll get something a little more robust than this. But I tested this from my computer. It works great. And so now, instead of relying on my GoPro or whatever to record the center screen, and it looks like crap, and it has glare on it, and saturation is always messed up, I'm going to get a direct recording of the screen. I am so excited. Now, this thing cost me $1,100. So thank you for watching the videos, and thank you to my patrons. Sam, K, if you're in here, your shout out's coming up, I promise. So it's very expensive, and I almost didn't do it because it's just so expensive, but it'll make the videos a lot better. I think you guys will really appreciate it. So, all right, rapid fire back. What do you think about CTF, Tesla Channel, and other ones? They actually are bankrupts after they didn't get full self-driving beta. CTF. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that channel. They're bankrupt after they didn't get the beta. So you're saying that because they didn't get the beta, their Tesla channel was killed. I will say that that is, while getting beta, I'm sure would get them some views and would be great. There are plenty of Tesla channels where they do not have the beta and they're doing great. So there's Andy Sly, obviously. His channel does way better than mine and pretty much any of the beta testers. So yeah, that's not true. I will say, however, for me, beta has been a blessing and a curse because obviously, you know, I like making it. I like beta. The videos do pretty well. The videos do very well. But now when I try to make videos about something that's even Tesla related but not beta, people are like, they're mad at me. The views are really low. I get a lot of thumbs down. And I'm going to keep doing that. Don't get me wrong. That's not going to discourage me from trying. Like, I'm going to share my Model Y experience. I'm going to make a video about my Tesla Powerwalls, all this stuff. But now those videos that aren't beta do terribly compared to how they did before. So it's kind of sad. But that's okay. I'm not complaining in the slightest. Will, do you think your Model Y will accumulate a lot of dirt in the underside? I don't think it will, but we'll find out. I'm taking that bottom off in a few months, and we'll see how much dirt is in there. Tom Stewart, I've become very discouraged with the lack of updates for all of us non-beta drivers. Feels like we've been forgotten. I know there's stuff coming, but after the no real holiday update, hard to get excited. Tom, I don't blame you. Outside of full self-driving beta, nobody has really gotten updates for anything. But we know from the last earnings call that is due more to the chip shortage and Tesla having to change their hardware and their software to keep pumping out cars rather than because they're doing beta updates. Robert William Griffiths, are you still hearing the noise, the motor noise? Yeah, the whine on my motor. It is reduced significantly these days. I do still hear it, but it seems it is fading away. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that's happening because that was so annoying. That was terrible. It's still there, but it's getting better. So I hope it goes away eventually. Javillionaire, I remember that. She said that in one of your videos, right? Yes. Whatever I said. Yes. Beat Saber, Brian Silver, do you get salt on your roads in the winter? Yes, I do. And if so, do you think you will get an oil spray treatment for corrosion? Nope. Definitely not doing that. Wow, I am so behind. That's okay. It's all fun. I'm answering your questions. I hope you're enjoying that. What do you think about... Oh, I answered that. Yep, try not to ask the questions twice. I will get to them. But Elon said 2 weeks. As a Tesla owner in the Bay Area, it funnily felt weird not seeing so many when I took a road trip recently. Yeah, we don't have nearly as many as you guys do. Tesla Kurt, how much did you get on your trade-in for your 3? I'm thinking about trading mine for a Y. Yeah, do it. Mine was about 39,000. Brian, Jocelyn, hello, welcome. You made it before the stream ended, barely. Dynamation, I still don't have the latest update with Disney Plus. Yeah, I don't have that either. I don't think many people have those updates. Beta people get served champagne and caviar when driving their cars. Yeah, right. Go back up. Oh, is Chuck here? Oh, Chuck, what up? Hey, Chuck. I'm just really behind in the questions. I'm all right. I keep saying rapid fire for real this time. Pure Vision cars don't have the games either. Can you use turn signal to change city streets lanes? You can change lanes, but you can't turn with it. Keep up the great full self-driving beta. Thank you so much. And me and Teslatino, and Mitty can't wait to join the testing soon. Yeah, hopefully soon. Jack, I looked on the update site a couple days ago and only one car had, yeah, so 48K for Tom's car. How close do you think till geofenced robotaxi? 1 year. I don't know. Clinton, self-driving cars need inertial dampeners, really? All right. That's, yeah, okay. You're talking about for acceleration purposes. With all the updates, okay, answered that. Josh, I have a 2021 Model Y. Mid-June delivery, not a beta tester, but went on long road trips. Interstate, sometimes the vehicle will hard brake in the middle of the road. No traffic. Thoughts? That Sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't experience it that much. Maybe it's just the roads I drive on, but you just got to keep your foot on the accelerator and pay attention. That's all I can tell you. Did you see my live stream watching Guy Martin electric car? No, I'm sorry, I did not see that. Kem, what do you think about... Oh, I answered that. Yep, avoid multiple questions. Asmo, I feel bad for engineers programming the beta, dealing with left turns and traffic going 20 over the limit. Feels like such an impossible task. Yes, that must be really difficult. Humans are unpredictable and crazy, so... Fool B. That's funny. Fool boy. You can check multiple times a day for unstuck autos too, but now if you cannot wait. I'm sorry, I don't understand what that means. New Model Y last week, version whatever. Do you need to update? When you get a new car, it usually takes a few weeks to get your first update. So if you don't get it within 2 weeks, honestly, within 2 weeks, I would contact service or support and ask to get an update. Josh, it has yeah, Javillionaire, because you're used to your 3's acceleration. Yes, you're right. It is okay. Will you get snow tires for your Y? Use snow chains? 100% no on the snow chains. I kind of want snow tires, but probably not, to be totally honest. Oh, this is over. Let's restart it. It's a cool video. There you go. Enjoy. 18.7 per kilowatt hour. That doesn't make sense. Frosty GT. Okay, now you are ticking me off. I am still waiting for my PTO 60 to 120 weight for Tesla to send inspections. Ooh, that's not good. What solar company did you use for Tesla Powerwall in Southeast Michigan, where we are? The Green Panel, and tell them Chris from Dirty Tesla sent you for a referral. Thank you so much. They're a really good company. Their communication's great, and their install was very good. Expectations at AI Day? I have no idea. It's going to not be nearly as exciting as people are thinking. That's my guess. Kem, I am really looking forward for close call situations, random or other ones creating. I'll try, but it's hard to do. I can't make people do dumb stuff. They do it a lot on their own, though. And it's hard for me to make time with friends, to be totally honest. Tyler, what cameras was Sandy referring to in his video Clear, if I recall correctly? Yeah, I don't know. He was talking about some other technology that Tesla's never going to use. Frosty, also waiting for my Model 3. Wait for both is killing me. Chuck Cook, who is Dirty Tesla? What's up? Kevin Smith, one stacks, rule them all. Full self-driving version 11. Spice, hope they update navigation to include road closures. It seems like that they're doing better. Oh, yeah, they need to, yeah. Yeah, navigation needs faster updating. I think that would help a lot of problems. Claude, do you think snow will delay release of beta to us Midwestern folk? Snow is not tested well. I mean, I got mine in October, so. What is Dirty Tesla? Why? Oh, gosh, you guys are funny. Harsh, Tesla engineer here. Keep up with the great content. Tesla is watching. Harsh, you're a Tesla engineer? Dude, DM me. I've talked to you. Interesting. All right. Where? Who? Fool boy. I live near factory. Met Elon. Begged multiple times for beta with no luck. Oh, that sucks. It's so funny. I can't believe you asked him to his face and he still didn't get it. Did you give him a card with your VIN on it? Rocco, agreed. Goes way too slow around curves, like in this video. Yes, it does. Have you heard when they will add beta testers? I have no idea. Tesla engineer, give me beta, lol. Rocco, 9.1 is actually better around curves in terms of speed, though. Fool, freeway on-ramp loops are painfully slow. Yes, yeah, and sometimes accelerating to get on the freeway is not good enough. Hello, it's me, your best friend. Can I get beta? Oh no, the hardware question. Yeah, Chuck, we've been talking about it. Aaron, does full self-driving beta try to center itself in the lane like normal auto steer? No! Version 9 fixed that. When lanes open and widen, it fixed that. So we're going to wrap up here pretty soon. From what I've seen in the videos, it looks like a major improvement. Yes. I agree. Patience is key. Do you think you were given beta because of your YouTube channel, your region dirt roads? I think the channel was involved, but I can't tell you. There are plenty of people, including Chuck, who is here right now, who did not have a YouTube channel as far as I know, or any Twitter presence or anything before getting the beta, and he was added. Same with Brandon. Brandon was one of the first persons. He was one of the first people ever to get beta. He didn't have a YouTube channel or any, so it's random. But yeah, I think my channel helped. Eric, are you charging Y using power walls? Yes, I am. Just got solar and 3 power walls and waiting on delivery of Y. Yes, the Y will suck down your power walls, but what I do is I usually just use some of the energy from the power wall because I like to go 100% off grid. and then I'll only charge a little bit every night, and then that'll keep me up, so I don't use up my power walls. But I only have 2, so you can charge more than me. If I had 3 power walls, it'd be no problem for the driving I do. Love your videos. Thank you, Jonathan. How is the supercharging network in Michigan? Yeah, there's like nobody at it usually. Sometimes you get it like half full, but usually there's only 1 or 0 people there. Should Tesla commit on improving smart summon feature? I think now that it's out, they don't care as much, but once they get beta going, they will. Kevin, yes, I was behind. Also, what do you think of Tesla opening the Supercharger network? I think it kind of sucks, but I think it's awesome at the same time. Responding to your reaction about the other beta testers being the worst. That's funny. Looking forward to your Model 3, Model Y comparison. Any tentative date when you'll upload? I'm working on it. Tomorrow night, I'm going to film the part with Stephanie. So, but I have a beta video to put up next. So maybe within 2 weeks. I'm not even kidding. That's the answer. Realistically, do you think true full self-driving will happen with current hardware? Yes. I don't know. Nobody knows, or it'd be done. Like, that's the answer. $1,100. What does that mean? I must have missed what you're talking about. Am I the only one, or wherever I'm in the passenger seat of another car, if a Tesla passes, I always point it out? Yeah, I do that too. Oh, who is this? Admin. Admin is your name. You're not an admin. Dang it, Lex, get me beta. Do you think? Do you care I call you Lex? No, I don't. A lot of people have said that. I always point out it's funny that... All right, never mind. I need to catch up. OBS port plugin. No, it's got HDMI. Oh, maybe I misunderstood what you're saying. Oh, what would you think about an HDMI input for the screen? No, I don't care about that. Thank you, Bob Analog, again for the... Yeah, I'm in the middle of trying the mod myself, practicing my soldering. Oh, that's cool, Kevin. Awesome. Nice. Gurmit, does the full self-driving beta respond to objects it can't recognize? Example, a boulder in the middle of the road. I had a video with a big rolled up rug in the middle of the parking lot, and it did not respond to it. It was going to drive right over it. But yes, I've had like sticks in the road. In one of my first videos, there was literally a newspaper in the road that you could have easily driven over. It went around it. So it does. Yeah, it does. Hit the like. Do it. That's much harder. Beta or no beta? Viewership is based upon interesting content. Fool, that is true to an extent, but YouTube also will push things based off of what your channel's known for. Chuck, jealous about the screen? Oh. Oh, I'm almost caught up. Jealous about the screen capture mod. Haven't decided to go that far yet. Chuck, I don't blame you, and your setup right now works really well. So, I mean, it's not necessary. Even I didn't need it. I mean, I can easily make my beta videos with my one GoPro. I don't need the 360 cam. I love what it adds, and I love that I can show people more. I don't need it. And your videos, like the way you capture the screen, it's so easy to see, and the setup you've made works so well. You don't need it. But for me, I don't know. Like, I'm really excited about it, and I think I try to keep all my filming as simple as possible. So like one camera, if I can get away with it. But syncing up that screen shouldn't take long. I should be able to clap and then sync them up, and then all the cutting will be easy. So I think it's going to be good. Javillionaire, I prefer your non-beta videos, to be honest. Thank you. I feel like beta videos could get like a little stale, but people love them, so I keep making them. Can you see other cameras? I don't know what that means. Fool, Dirty Tesla has interesting content and good commentary. Thank you. I appreciate that. Except for the comments, like people like, you talk too much. Well, I don't know, mute it or go watch someone else. Ted, a good idea would be to make 2 channels. No way. I'm not making 2 channels. Chris just got 2 in the past day. 2 days. Software updates? That's cool. Stephanie said my Model 3 was getting rickety. Yes, she did. Yes, it was in one of the videos. 11.6 kilowatt glass solar roof with 2 Powerwall Plus completed a month ago and can't turn it on yet. Ugh, waiting for Tesla to complete paperwork. Man, I would just turn it on. Who's going to stop you? I'm not even kidding. Brendan, I'm excited to see if the 3 or Y collects more dirt over time. I'm so excited to open that thing up. Yeah, to see if the Y. I think the Y will definitely collect less. That's my guess. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, ignore that. I'm not good at waiting. Me neither. Dirty Tesla, thanks for the live stream. Great chat. Keep up the great content. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. The new Disney Plus update with car wash mode is only rolling out to cars with radar as of right now. Feels like basic autopilot does less hard phantom braking than full self-driving subscription. That's weird. Floor cameras, yes, that's what Sandy Monroe was talking about. I also have Starlink internet. Oh, I'm so mad at you. My internet's so garbage. I need Starlink so bad. Chuck Cook, that is correct. Didn't have a channel. Right. So, you know, random people got it too. You're not, you know what I mean, Chuck. And people that are known. But like you'll see now, like who was the guy who joined the chat and then left like really fast? He has a really big channel. He basically was like, I want to have beta, and then he got it. So it's not fair. I don't like that so much. But my Model 3 with full self-driving non-beta handles splits and lanes much better. Oh, that's good news. Okay, talking to someone else. I would like to see you cross the Groseal toll bridge. Email that to me, dirtyteslayt@gmail.com. I'll try. Oh, I caught up. Hello. Sorry I complained about what? I don't know what that means. First road trip in my Model 3 SR Plus, New York to South Carolina on Thursday. You're going to have a great time. Admin just, oh, yep, thank you. What kind of apps are offered? Is Netflix one of them? Yes. I can't go over that right now, but there's like a lot of entertainment apps. Robert, I was impressed with old 5 years Tesla model in Beetle. Just over 1 second. Then okay, I don't understand. I'm sorry. Great job, dude. I don't know if you're talking to me, but thanks. Electric bus, I want that. Thanks, Brian. Do you like the Y better than the 3? Yes, I do. A lot better. Besides the acceleration's the only thing, and like it's still fast. I don't need the acceleration of the 3. But you can tell it's heavier when you hit the accelerator. I like the Y much better. I really do. Which I'm surprised because I usually like little cars. So not that the 3 is little, but the Y is bigger. So I thought I would prefer that. Is there any way to see what the B-pillar cameras are seeing on the screen? Ask Green on Twitter. If you go through his Twitter account, he has lots of examples of that. But no, not for us who don't like hack the software. How far away do you think we are for true full self-driving, like no hands? I'd say 2 years. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair guess. Trevor is not who I'm talking about, but all right. Dave Lee, that's who I'm talking about. Yeah, Dave Lee. He has a very big YouTube channel. And I don't know how he got beta, but from my understanding, he just like tweeted about it or emailed the EAP team or whatever. And it's like, oh, here's your beta. And it's kind of like, I don't think he shouldn't have it. I'm not saying they shouldn't have given it to him, but at the same time, that's like kind of a crappy look when like other people paid for it too. So why would you, I don't know, like if they're going to add like a chunk of people and he's one of them, cool. But to just like add this guy, like, I don't know, that's kind of weird. I applied for Starlink the second I could, and now my neighbors, who also don't have any internet at their house, I use LTE, and you can see it works okay. They have nothing, and they signed up for Starlink when I told them. And now every time they see me, they're like, "What's going on with this? Like, why did I pay $100 for nothing?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't know." It's really frustrating because like then you see people who are like, "Yeah, I had Comcast and 1 gigabit per second, but I'll switch to Starlink," and I'm like, "Screw you." If you could get any Tesla for free, which one would you pick? Unreleased Teslas, Cybertruck. Released Teslas, Model X. I'll say 2.5 years still for full self-driving. Still think they are live updating in the background. I don't think that. Are you looking forward to the yoke in your Cybertruck? I don't know. I think I'll be fine with it, but I'm not so sure. Thank you for sending whatever you did to my Twitter. Collector, where? In the bottom tray below the trunk. Yes, Eric. If you look at some of my older videos, I can find the link. Dirty Tesla, 30 pounds of dirt. This one. So this is kind of one of my first. I think this is what I'm linking right here is my first video that really blew up and did really well. My Model 3 just collected a lot of dirt under it. So in a few months, I'll check out my Model Y. I usually like little cars. Get Cybertruck. Yeah, I know. You sent the pic. Thank you. Is this the right front camera? Yeah, so this is the front camera, and then this is kind of the split between the B-pillar camera, you know, and the front camera. I personally think the B-pillar cams are too far back, causing the car to creep forward. A lot of people think that. Thanks for the great content. You're welcome. All right, wrapping up, everybody. I've applied to join Michigan Club. Oh, nice. Thank you, Detroit EV. You will be added. I will add you to the club. Is it Starlink isn't worrying as it's fast as it's supposed to be? Is it that Starlink isn't working? It's that I don't have Starlink and I want it. That's my problem. Have you noticed it adapts to your interventions update by update? No, it doesn't seem to do that. Was your name Dirty Tesla before the dirt video? Yes, it was. Any update from your Twitter interaction with MKBHD about beta? No, he DM'd me and sent me his email, which is a public email. And so I emailed him and I was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And he never responded. So that's pretty sad, but whatever. Do you have to pay to use Superchargers? I have free from referrals, so I personally do not. But if you don't have referrals, you do have to pay to use them. I'm thinking of getting a Model Y. You guys, too fast for me. And that makes me kind of not enunciate enough. I'm thinking of, Kyle, of getting a Model Y, but I heard they're going to be making one with better batteries in Texas. Should I wait? There's no, if you're not in dire need of a car, I personally would wait at this point to see, but it could be a long time before that's available. Like, it could be a year, honestly, before you could get your hands on that. So I found that tray of dirt when I did my mud flaps. Yep. My Starlink order got ready with my recent August 5th batch. Still waiting for it to ship. Maybe you'll get lucky in the next batch, which could be as soon as this last batch gets shipped. Yeah, probably not. Have you tried going up a spiraling parking garage yet? Coming. Not exactly, but no, I haven't really. But I'll try that. Thank you for answering my questions. That's what I'm here for. End of 2022 until Model Y 4680s, in my opinion. That could be right. Home link is 325, not 500. Good to know. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. That was a lot of fun. If you have any more questions, comment on the video after it's, like posted. It'll take a little bit. Email me if you like. DM me on Twitter or just tweet at me. Although now I'm getting so many notifications on Twitter, which I just want to help everybody. I want to talk to you. So, yeah. Anyway, let me know on Twitter, DM, or whatever. If you need anything, love to chat with you. When's the next live stream? I will try to make them regular, but I can't promise. I have so much going on. And the other reason I sometimes don't do them is I found if I release a video in the morning and then do a live stream that night, it destroys the video. Like it'll be getting, let's say 400 views an hour or something. I do a live stream. Then after that, it never goes above 100 views an hour again or something. So I don't want to kill my videos with live streaming. So I have to kind of plan it out that way too. So anyway, hit the like button, subscribe, give me nice suggestions, like critical, constructive feedback on whatever you want to see. Get into our link. I'll get that too. All right. Thank you, everybody. Had a lot of fun. And see you around. Bye-bye.